A day in the life of a 5th grade teacher. Wouldn't it be so cool if we could just teleport to school? I got to wear my new dress today. Then I had to get an extra supply box ready because I had a new student coming to school today. I was so excited to meet him. After that, I got my classroom screen ready to go and I picked a random one today. It was the squirrel. Then I wrote out all of my I can statements for the students. These are basically goal statements that help the students know what they're trying to learn. When I was finished doing that, I went and visited my good friend, Jenna. Of course, I had to write on her board to let everyone know that she's the best. And then I made her dance with me. We had so much fun. Then I had a Google Meet with all of my online kids, and I was so excited because I got through my whole lesson in 30 minutes. At lunch today, I watched Criminal Minds. It was a really good episode. I got my cart ready for my class change, and then at the end of the day, I erased my board with a Clorox wipe, patted Jim on the head, and turned off all of my lights. See you tomorrow. Day in the life of a 5th grade teacher. I was so tired, but I wore my unicorn mask for one of my students. I got to school and put my lunch away in my fridge. Check. Made a breakfast sandwich, and of course I had to sing to some Disney Pandora. One of my students from last year was lost, so I had to walk him to class. I graded all of my students' letters to their future self on Google Classroom. They were so fun to read. Then I got a surprise visit from my best friend and the best school counselor ever, Jenna. I got to talk to all of my remote kiddos on our Google Meet, and they had lots of questions. And at lunch, Moana was busy fighting the coconut monsters. Oh my gosh. I spent the last 5 minutes of my lunch practicing my TikTok dances. I know, I'm so skilled, right? I even got to put a handful in my student reward bucket. When it gets to the top, they get a class party. I straightened out some bins that were knocked over the other day. OCD is the best, right? And I finally got around to putting away all of the cleaning supplies that my students brought. Oh my gosh, that cabinet's so messy. See you tomorrow. It was my first day back to school today, and I was so tired. But I was so excited to go see my friends. So I grabbed all of my stuff before I headed out. And Jordan even woke up early to make me coffee this morning. I think it's safe to say Tater Tot was sad to see me go. And I couldn't leave the house because I forgot my key. So I had to go back and get that. Then I had to take a dance break in my car in the parking lot. And when I got to my classroom, all of my orders from Amazon had come in. Plus, I had to bring in all this stuff from my trunk. After I unpacked, I was trying to find a good place for Corner Jim, and I decided he would sit right here on my dry erase board. Oh my gosh, these were so good. I got this really cool motion-censored soap dispenser, and then I had to take a karaoke break with my new microphone. After that, I unpacked all of my new book bins, but the boxes were really hard to open. They're so pretty. Guys, my coworker bought each student their own set of supplies. How sweet is she? I unpacked all of my new stools, and I took a granola bar break. It was such a crazy day. In the life of a 5th grade teacher. Clearly, I am not a morning person. So I took Tater Tot out to go to the bathroom, and then I went to go get ready. Gee, that was quick. Wish it was that fast in real life. Always adding my white chocolate creamer to my coffee, and saying goodbye to Jordan. I think it's going to be a routine to have a dance break in my car before work every morning. I had a few minutes before my meeting, so I continued scanning hundreds of books into my online library. I still have so many to scan. And I showed up early to my meeting, so I ate a muffin. Then we had some time in our classroom, so I was working on my Bitmoji classroom while I was eating my lunch. And more Google Classroom stuff. At least Corner Jim was there to keep me company while I worked. I was starting to get a headache from looking at my computer all morning, so I took a break to sing the incredible Jake Knight's new song, Lose My Mind. And I got caught. And finally, I finished the day by scanning more books and watching Forensic Files while drinking my cold coffee from the morning. I know, don't hate on me. Hi guys! Yesterday was the first day of school. Started off the day by putting my lunch in my fridge, and it didn't fit. So I had to take one of the drawers out, and then finally I was able to close it. I put morning announcements on the board when the kids come in the room, and today I used Tater Tot as a background. And Corner Jim wanted to introduce himself. Okay, y'all tell me I'm not crazy. This was the hardest thing to put on my lanyard. During my prep, I used some time to work on my Google Classroom and my Bitmoji classroom, and I checked our daily check-in, and one of my students said good job on TikTok. It cracked me up. Then while the kids were at art, I decided to take all of their Polaroids I had taken of them in the morning and hang them on the door. This is my wonderful IST Josie. She lets me use her office for my Google Meets. Then I had to teach my kids how to go to lunch, and I had about 5 minutes to eat my own lunch while working on a few things around my room. It felt so good to finally hang up student work. At the end of the day, I put down these tape squares so my students would know how to be socially distanced in line. Finally the end. See you tomorrow. Hi guys, welcome to my day. I was walking into school with my 15 bags, and it started to rain. Then I took my temperature and headed to my classroom. I put my lunch away in my mini fridge. I just love this thing so much. So cute. Then I walked around the room and set out all the morning work for my students that were going to be there that day. And there's a happy jump to start the day. I checked on my HyperDoc for all of my remote students. Hi! Turned on Pandora and had a little jam session before my students arrived. Later, I visited my students from last year. Oh my gosh, I tried to make this camera focus 52 times before I filmed this, and it wouldn't. And of course, when I start filming, it works. So I was kind of salty. I prepped my anchor chart for the classroom expectations I would make with my students. I like to let them have a part in creating class rules. Makes them more likely to follow them. And JoJo Siwa started playing. You know that's my girl. I went to Josie's room for my online instruction, and then it was lunch. I may or may not have watched Moana while I was eating. Then I wrote notes to my students that would be there the next day and put them on their desk as a surprise. See you guys tomorrow. A day in the life of a 5th grade teacher. I was so excited to wear my llama mask today, and I had a lot of stuff to carry. Don't judge my messy car. Pretty sure that was my workout for the day. But I was super pumped that my bulletin board didn't fall off the wall. I unpacked all the yummy snacks I bought for all my students. I get hungry during class, so I know they probably do. Put away my lunch and all of the new drinks I bought, including blue Gatorade, which is the best. And then one of the teachers in my building made homemade cannolis for everyone for surviving the first week of school. They were delicious. On my prep, I made a breakfast sandwich because I was starving. And of course, I had to dance to Disney Pandora while I was eating. Then I checked all my daily check-ins, and one of my students said they were sad. Luckily, she was in class, so I wrote her a little note and put it on her desk with a piece of candy so she could smile when she came back from band. Then I realized I hadn't changed the date to September, so I had to change my entire calendar so that all of the dates made sense. And I even got out of school before 4 o'clock today. See you tomorrow.